Fabian, really nice to meet you. It's early. Is this your time of day? You're an early bird that catches the worm?
So honestly, I don't prefer to wake up early, but
Okay.
it's I think part of the job. So you have to prepare the training, you have to prepare yourself to
Yeah.
be the best version, and so you have to wake up early and go after your business. Yes.
So what's this time used for? Are you do you go to the gym? Do you just kind of come here, start early, 6 o'clock? What's the time?
So I try to get more and more like in a morning routine, but it's still not there. So sometimes I do sports, sometimes I just prepare myself, sometimes I do different things. So I'm just try to get in a morning routine, and I think it's very important to have one, so that you can start good in the day and that you are prepared well for all the things that might come during the day.
Yeah, it's busy, right?
Yeah.
In terms of Brighton, you must have settled in now. Do you nice night out? Do you go out around here? How do you socialise? What do you do for fun?
So I like Brighton, the city. I think it's quite nice. The people are very helpful, very open-minded, and very friendly. So when I have time, of course, I also go out, taking a dinner with some friends, enjoying it a little bit. But honestly, it's very busy, and I'm also fine when I can get home and relax a little bit. But I just heard that at the seaside, they are building like some paddle courts, and I'm a big fan.
Paddle?
Yeah, I'm a big
So
fan
do
of playing
I.
paddle, and that's why I'm really looking forward that they
Okay.
are open, so I can play a little bit.
Okay, that sounds good. Why Brighton? Were there many offers on the table? What brought you here?
I think it was a summary of different things. So first of all, of course, like the responsible persons here. So with Tony Bloom, with Paul Barber and David Weir, they have like great persons leading the club. They have big knowledge, they have big experience, and they are very sympathetic and very open-minded. And it was, for me, they give me a good feeling, and it's always very important for me to build like a relationship to these persons. The next, of course, my feeling. So what does my stomach say? Because in the end, I'm like more. I made my decisions through my feelings and not too much rational. Because of course there are always arguments for and against, and that's why I always listen to my feelings. And the last thing is like the whole club. So I was here during my winter holidays, winter vacations, and I felt that this club is not only a football club, it's more like a family, more like a community. And I think if you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to feel like comfortable, and you need to feel like welcomed. And I think that's a perfect place here to be this.
What sort of manager are you? Are you kind of like a disciplinarian?
I think you can't treat all the players the same. You have to treat them individually because they come from different countries, different cultures, and I think you have to respect their culture, and you have to get to know what is important for them, what are their values, what are their needs, what are their wishes. So on the one side, of course, I have clear principles, how I want to lead my squad, how I want to lead the team. But on the other side, I think it's also important to treat them individually and not everyone the same. So you can't treat James Miller the same like Janko Mite, for example, because they come from different countries, they have different experience, they have different careers so far, and that's why for me it's very important. Treat the people respectful, treat the people individually, but always follow your own principles. And one of my principles is to be disciplined. So I'm a German, and I think German they're a little bit known for being disciplined. I wouldn't say tough. Of course, I think I always want to treat the players like I wanted to be treated in my former times as a player, and I think that's very important. And I think in some moments you need to be tough. You need to be clear and consequent in some situations. But on the other side, I think they're all human beings and they all need a little bit of love.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Do you have policies? Do you have, if you're late for training, do you get fined? Well, how does that work?
Yeah, so I think they organized it on their own.
Okay. Oh, the players did?
The player, because actually they really know that discipline is for me one of the most important things. Without this, you can't be like disciplined on the pitch if you're not disciplined beside the pitch. And I think they recognize it early this season that I hate being late and I hate being not disciplined, because in the end these are things you can influence. So being on point, being disciplined, these are things you can influence. And on these things I'm really demanding. So it's the same like on the pitch. I think the players, they can have a bad day, but they can only some things they can always influence. And these things, what they can influence, they should maximize. And on these things I put pressure on them, because they are very important for us, and these are the basic things of a football game. And there are also other things they can't influence on the pitch and beside the pitch. And on these things I can't do pressure on them, because otherwise it would be very stressful for them, because they can't influence it. And that's why some things what they can influence, I'm really demanding on that. And one thing is like being disciplined and being on point.
Being in the Premier League, you've got a lot of managers that have had a lot of experience. Do you look at any and think, well, actually, even though you say you want to be yourself, do you think, well, I can take that from him?
Yeah. I think that's also part of my job. So in the end, of course, I'm not talking about the age, but I'm still young and I still can learn a lot of things. I still can reflect, or I should reflect myself every day. And of course, I think it's part of the reflection also to show what other coaches did in their career, and what elements they bring on the pitch, what elements they bring beside the pitch. And especially like the German coaches who did quite well in the Premier League with Tuchel, with Jürgen Klopp. I think they are role models also for me, and I think I should use also some elements from them. I should watch their career. And
what did you like about them?
I think they're completely different, but they build their own identity and they build their own philosophy. And I think that's so important, to have a clear philosophy, how you want to play, how you want to lead, how you want to be beside the pitch. And I think especially Jürgen Klopp did an amazing job. He stayed like eight years at Liverpool. It's such a long time for a coach. So he made a lot of things right, and I think they're not only me, all the young coaches in Germany and also the world can learn from him.
Is that something you think about, longevity? Do you think you want to stay at somewhere like Brighton for a long time, just to kind of like really get grounded somewhere?
I think it's important. Yes, I'm not the person who wants to be 1 year at that club, 2 years at that club. I want to be as long as possible in one club and try to build a relationship also with, not only with the players, also with the staff, you know, with the employers working on the club, to really adapt to their identity and to integrate in this community here. Because in the end, I always say I'm a guest here in England, and I should behave like a guest. And I was now 4 years at my former club, St. Pauli, and when I left, it really felt like I left like a family. And I think it's not only in this business about money, it's also like building relationships. It's about how do you leave a club, and I think that's very important for me, that I leave a club with memories.
If we're walking around here in, say, 30 years, I won't be, but you could be. What will be the ultimate goal for you in 30 years' time? Are you still in this job? You're in it for life? So,
in the end, I always say it's my passion, and exactly what I'm doing here, I really love to do it and really enjoy it. So I don't know if what I'm doing if I don't have this job. So I think it's a long time. It's a long-term goal. But of course, I want to stay in this job as long as possible and try to make memories with the people, try to make memories with the club, try to achieve something together where my people talk in 30 years about this. And I think that's the priority goal.
Good luck with it. Really nice to meet you. Thank you.